And Zelina is standing there acting like that. She's facing us. And we see Mom and Dad, and she's like, all right, you kids, clean this place up right now, right? And we're all like, right? Because we see Dad and Mom in the back, right? And she's like going on, and we're going. And he was mad. He was really mad. He didn't laugh about it. Maybe they laughed later, but they didn't laugh then.
I was one of the 4 oldest, and so there wasn't umpteen kids, you know, when we were little. And I can remember when we were living in the city, Dad would take us out to Pedro's Beach for big steak dinners, and we would just have a ball out there.
Were you around then?
No.
Oh,
Nah.
shit, you lost out.
No, Marie was like Cinderella.
Yeah.
Cinderella! And I was the wicked stepmother.
Yeah, you remember that. I remember one day, well, not to change the subject, but anyway, I remember one day I came over to visit, and Greg was there, and I hear all these kids screaming. I think you were one of them, you know, and she had locked everyone. Lloyd and Paul, it was pouring rain, snow outside, and Lloyd and Paul are out there with no shirts on, pounding on the doors, and she says, leave them out there. I don't want them in here.
It was Greg and Joe. Joe, because we used to play the little games about who's gonna fight who the world championship, right? And I was Joe's sparring partner, and Greg and Jim were John's sparring partner, your twin brother. And once one of them started getting the lead on the other one, we would call ding, time, you know, get him back, and then we'd get him going again. But we did it to satisfy our own fantasy about boxing and things like that. But Dad caught us one day, and we had to put the gloves on, and we had to box, and when it was all over, each one of us had to box Dad just to let he had to let us know there was always somebody a little bit better.
I was maybe like 6 months old or something, and they left her at the beach, and they didn't realize it till after they left. And I know, even though I was small, I was quite pleased. And it's like we read in the paper how, you know, how distressing it was that people actually went to look for her.
That was Jane Fonda, wasn't it? Why couldn't they mind their own business, huh?
No, I don't hardly talk at all.
Now this woman,
Yeah.
I've known them before they were married. I didn't know your mom, but I knew Connie. And I remember when he was young and vigorous and full of heck, and
Now he's
ornery
full
as
of heck,
sin.
right?
Now he's just full of heck.
A golden anniversary celebrates the fulfillment of what bride and groom romantically promise. It celebrates a bond of love that has weathered the better or worse, the richer or poorer, for 2,600 weeks, 18,262 days, 50 years.
Years may go.
They had the wine festival there in Pleasanton, and Connie was working for the Southern Pacific Railroad Company out at Oakland. He used to come down to visit Aunt Dolores, and I was living there, and I was working for your Uncle Bill. And Connie was staying with a fellow by the name of Frank Valdez, and I used to drive your mother and your father over before they were married, and he had an old Hupmobile. And any young boy loves to drive automobiles. So what I used to do, I used to drive them over, and they would sit in the back seat spooching or whatever. And I just enjoyed the drive over and the drive back over Altamont Pass. So I enjoyed a lot of things. Your dad was on the baseball team for the Southern City, and I used to try and catch his. He was a pitcher, and I can recall him pitching that ball so fast. And every once in a while, I'd move out, and he'd break the doors down in the garage with his fast ball. But I can recall him getting me sick. I guess I was in the first grade. We were going to Sacred Heart School there in Hollister. And my dad owned a butcher shop, and Connie was going to the JC over there. And he used to come home and buy these dime cigars and have me smoke them, and I'd get so sick. And Mama would come home and say, "What's wrong with George?" Connie said, "I don't know." It was 2 against 1. Of course, I was always on the bottom. Brother came along about that time and says, "Connie, give me some help." And he says, "You started, you finished." And I says, "You're a hell of a big brother." And that's a fact. Oh, I've looked up to my brother for a good number of years. He's always been one around that I could rely on. He's just one hell of a fine man. And both Troy and I think, love him just as much as anybody. And until my dying day, that'll be the essence of my faith and love for my brother and his wife. And all of his family. They're great kids. Thank you.
I think I wish that they just keep on enjoying their life together, you know, and being able to do whatever they want and enjoy as much good health as they can.
Yeah.
You know, and
enjoy the family together and meet people.
Be happy. Don't worry, be happy.
Do I have a wish for Mom and Dad that they have a happy and prosperous 50 years more?
For the remaining years, I hope they enjoy it together. I mean, they got a great opportunity. I hope they use it. I just wish them all the happiness in the world.
Happiness and health.
I think we all appreciate what they've done to all of us. They made some great sacrifices. I hope they see it in their grandchildren. They have some beautiful grandchildren. I hope that's their success right there.
They just enjoy tonight. They just enjoy it,
Enjoy
and
the
it's just
days.
a nice memory for them.
Yeah.
That's all.